G'day everyone, it's Neil here and welcome back to Mordheim, City of the Damned. We have another content patch, number 2. This is the third installment, this is phase 3, the early access. We're up to version 0.16.4.2. And everybody's been waiting for this. It's the Cult of the Possessed this time. We have a whole bunch of other stuff, Warband Management and that sort of thing. They've added a whole bunch of stuff this time. This game is so good now. So instead of talking about it, let's just go straight into it, and we'll have a look at some of the stuff they've changed for Warband Management. So, let's load up. Oh, okay, so they've cleared my campaigns. Oh god, my carefully tooled up humans. So let's start a new one. So as we see, we've got the Cult of the Possessed. So let's check these guys out. They were in the tutorials, but they were not available for public playing. But they've been released finally, and this is the last cult. This is the last warband that's made available to early access until they start rolling out new patches, I suppose. So, as you can see, the shop, Smuggler's Den, and a couple of other things are still locked as usual. We do have the Cult of the Possessed. Followers of Chaos. So you can see the Chaos Spawn and all the other chomps. So, in the back, we have like a reserve system now. So, what they've done is they've made the total current warband value of 9. And this is temporary until they get progression and buying of items in there, and then the ratings start to balance. But what they're trying to do is shake it up a little bit, so it's not really useful. It's not necessary to have an impressive unit anymore. You can actually switch these guys out. So we can tool up now. They've made this a little bit less insane to use, so this now opens. It now opens properly, so you can see it here, all the information where we need it. This was opening before, like, it was just insane. They've buffed a little bit of the light armor. I mean, we'll go through some of these changes, but basically they've made this all completely usable. And you can see here, we've got some cool skills that everybody's had access to. But it doesn't look like we're doing anything with those. There we go. So, I mean, this is, we can play with this later, but you can see that I've added whole skills for everybody, regardless of who they are. So, let's try and, can we switch? Okay. There we go, so we can switch out a couple of reserves, that's cool. Who have we got in the back here? We've got an archer? Another dude? Alright, let's replace that chump here with a hammer. Alright, beautiful. So what we want to do is, we want to play with the impressive unit, because this is the Cult of the Possessed. How can you not? Okay. So that is the Warband Management screen. It's not too much different, it's mainly UI changes and stuff like that, plus reserves. So, like I said, an impressive unit will generally replace 2 normal units. That is the current setup, but that will change later. So let's play. Let's go through the patch notes here. What they've done actually on top of that stuff, they've added search and pray. Now in the tutorials, when you try and do those things, they didn't work. But searching now allows you to, I guess, find points of interest, which potentially could be loot, but for the moment I think it's just weird stone. Praying is where you pray to your idol, I suppose. That was also in the one of the tutorials that I completely got munched when I played the tutorial that time. These apparently cost no strategy points, but I'm not sure what consuming movement is or confirming movement it's got in the patch notes, which I think is a typo. Like I said, impressive units also take the place of 2 heroes, so the overall balance is still 9 virtual units, I suppose. Couple of minor fixes. Like I said, Weirdstone is now available. So, we can actually pick up shards of Weirdstone, and picking up a shard of Weirdstone gives you a chance to have a warp effect. This wasn't in tabletop as far as I'm aware. Carrying Weirdstone hurt you, like it was very difficult to carry Weirdstone, but now you have a chance for a debuff, or I don't know, something strange. We'll find out. AI is temporarily buffed, because, let's face it was kind of dumb. So, when it's down to the 30% mark, it's gonna get hard. Well, so they've said. We'll see. Small UI fixes for general changes. And actually, something that was actually a little bit annoying that they've fixed is ending your turn inside a friendly circle. You had to be outside of the green circle to basically do anything at all. But that is changed. Moving on. Item changes. Now, we finally have useful items now. There's actually differentiation between a lot of the items. Daggers now reduce dodge chances. Spears now reduce dodge chances. Thank God, dodge was, I wouldn't say OP, but spears and daggers were kinda useless. Perks Perk stats have been adjusted for a few things, whatever that means. I'm sure it only affects a small number of weapons. Light armor got buffed. Heavy armor, it got balanced actually. It was kind of OP, it didn't really slow you down too much, but now it does. Helmets, they actually reduced critical. They added critical resistance, which didn't really make any sense, but now it prevents you from getting stunned, which is actually matches the tabletop now. Weeping Blades now actually poison you, and Warp Lock Pistols apply a warp debuff. So it makes Skaven even more OP. I know. I don't like Skaven, so it makes Skaven much more dangerous. Having no item equipped in the offhand slot will now equip a Fist, which provides a bonus to initiative and dodge. I'm not sure if you attack with that, but in any case, being somewhat unarmed is not entirely useless, although I struggle to see why you would actually go unarmed into Mordheim. Stat changes. These are mostly across the board balance changes, but basically everything is changed a little bit. But what we should see actually is probably a change in weapon skill. Base roll to hit in melee is now 95%. So I assume that there is now a to and fro in between the stats that you have on your weapons plus your armor and then the opponent's weapon skill. I'm not 100% sure, but 95% seems very, very high. But as you can have a quick read through those. But basically everything has been rebalanced, then we get to start this whole early access balancing process again. Combat changes. All alone flee distance. Now it was basically 2 blue bubbles before, which if you're not wearing heavy armor, this is like, it's not far. You can just run back into combat and attack like nothing happened. But now that's changed. You're actually going to run away, and you're going to stay very far away and probably leave the battlefield. Initiative and turn order is recalculated at the end of the round, not live, which, I mean, it didn't really affect the gameplay. It's not like you could take a turn halfway through the round, but it did kind of look strange. So it was more of a UI fix more than anything else. Tutorials work with the new stuff. Okay, that's great to know. Disengage balance, the cost of flee a balance. The charge ability, okay, it's been changed. It was a little bit OP, but they've balanced this now, so we should see I wouldn't say spamming, but it was really kind of disappointing to see like an ogre run in and just completely clean up shop. The aim ability as well has been balanced, and the skill cost of a multitude of skills has been adjusted. Now this is obviously because of the balance changes that I just talked about, so of course I have to change these skills. So, now that all these balance changes are out of the way, let's create a game, and we'll have a look at what else they've added here. So we'll just play against a chump. Who'll be playing against? The Sisters of Sigmar, always good for a laugh. Alright, so they've added a turn timer, very an oft-requested feature is a turn timer. People do take a long time to figure stuff out, or they drop and it doesn't disconnect, or the computer gets stuck on a wall. This fixes that. So we're gonna turn it on to, I mean that's a pretty 30 seconds is pretty quick actually. So we'll do 60-second rounds, 90-second rounds. That's a long time anyway. Let's face it. Deployment obviously is working now. You can deploy however you like as long as it's proper. That you can rivals in the ruins, the cache, hunters and prey. There's actually a couple of new ones in here. There's a couple of new. Okay, let's go through these. Ambush inside a building, sneak attack. Oh, I haven't seen them before. I normally play one of the other ones. So we'll have a look at those later. It's not too important here. But winning conditions. This is one of the big changes this time. They've added objectives. So before it was just rout the opponent, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. That's what I normally play tabletop. However, extra objectives. Here. Defeat all enemies, make them rat, or be the first to complete a specific objective. Right. So, marked for death. One person needs to die. One person is marked for death, you kill that person, that's it. That's the end of the match. Crush their will. Basically, you steal the idol of the opponent. So the wagon that you basically start with is an idol, and you can pray to that now as a new feature. And stealing that now leads you to victory. Weirdstone Rush. We can actually gather Weirdstone. And I don't know about you, but I sure do want to play Weirdstone Rush. So, let's do this because there are some other things that we're gonna try and check out. We want to check out some of the balance changes, and we want to collect some Weirdstone, and we want to search. And I want to see what these warp effects are, so I'm gonna play a game now to try and highlight as many of the changes as I've just gone through. Let's do this. Alright, so not only is this a Weirdstone collection game, this is a Battleground game, so the original normal rules of Battleground still apply. So while you're collecting Weirdstone, you can also get your ass kicked. So that's something to look out for, of course. And I really wish I had some time to check out all of the gear that I had access to. But I mean, that takes a long time to get things just the way you like it. Okay, so they've also fixed this to make this a little bit more usable, apparently. You can see our turn running down. So let's just make our way through the battlefield here so we can kick some ass. There's no differences for ballistic skill or anything like that. So dodge has been changed a little bit. I think it's a little bit better, but that remains to be seen. Now, as you can see, I'm in the green circle. Oh no, I can't end the turn there. Okay, so that's not actually fixed. That's a bug that still exists. We do our initiative is apparently fantastic, and we can. Okay, so let's jump down. They've changed a whole bunch of these as well. It's apparently easy to do most of the time as long as you're not completely stupid, I think. And falling is really reserved for dangerous moves. But I mean, this is Mordheim, so everything theoretically should be dangerous. Word of Pain. So this is our Deacon. Magister, sorry. Haven't actually seen any Weirdstone yet. I would like to see some. I might actually just, oh, actually, it behooves me to put this guy on Overwatch. So we'll, where are all our friends? Oh, what's this? Okay, so we got some points of interest over here. I might actually just stupidly send him all alone, but I might be able to check out these points here. What is that? Is it here? Okay, so it seems we have a cache up there of some stuff, so let's get him up there. And hopefully he's actually not too stupid. He's not gonna make it. There we go. Damn it. Alright, I didn't say it was all easy, but that's alright. We'll end him here. I'm really not too concerned about winning. I'm really concerned about seeing... Oh, everybody's stupid here. About seeing what's going on. The Sisters of Sigmar are a dangerous warband since the last patch, thanks to the damage updates and their heavy armor. So, I'm kind of a little bit concerned. And the AI does get better at 30%, so even if I do start going well, this might not work for me at all. Okay, so... Oh, beautiful. At least I've got a spear. The spear should at least... I think she's... Yeah, okay. She's put a parry stance in, so I'm still boned. She knows that I've got a dodge. No, a dodge avoid. Although parry is, I think, better by default now than dodge. Most people have access to dodge, which is a little bit sucky. Alright, so it seems I might actually have some Weirdstone here. Can I see it? Well, look, I'm gonna go down... Oh, what's this? I'm gonna go downstairs and check it out. I think that's Weirdstone. I can see a box. Is it behind me? I'd really like to pick up some stuff. Is it in here? Hello? Okay, look, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. There is one around the back of the house, as you can see, just to the left. So we'll do that. We'll completely gimp. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not really gimping, to be fair. I was gonna say we're gonna gimp the chances of the Warbands to succeed, but it is only important that you get the Weirdstone and bring it home. There was in the tabletop, you could actually steal a few chunks of Weirdstone and then leave, or you could rout the opponent and get all of the remaining Weirdstone. So even if you went in, stole 10 of 12 shards, and then voluntarily routed, making you lose, you still ended up with most of the Weirdstone. So I hope they still bring that sort of strategy into the game. Okay, so there is a chunk up here we can get access to. Let's do that. Well, I'm wearing heavy armor here, so I don't think this is gonna go well for me. Oh yeah, I'm boned. They're not too bright. Leadership has been buffed though, however, the stupidity test is still against intelligence, which I find a little bit strange, because intelligence is generally reserved for spellcasters. Okay. Next round. So close to some Weirdstone. Now the thing is though, because Weirdstone is currently a useless item, thanks to Warband Management not being fully implemented, Basically, the Weirdstone objective is just gather it and you win, as opposed to gather it for cash. Okay, so the good news is I can charge. And this has been sort of debuffed. Sorry, nerfed. But that is a brutal, brutal hit. Lovely. Very, very useful. Damage is now directly affected by strength, and poison resist is directly affected by toughness. Which would be very, very interesting to see. Okay, can we charge here? Doesn't seem so, but I'm not allowed to. It's alright, we'll get on the other side of her, and I'm sure she'll be suitably terrified. Oh, speaking of which, Terra is in the game. The Rat Ogre and the normal Ogre, Mercenary, were previously... There we go. Were previously just fear checks compared to the game, the tabletop game. But what we're looking at now is a terror check, which is basically a slightly worse version of that. So we'll see how we go with this. Chaos Spawn is quite terrifying, though, to be fair. Oh, his name is Dach, which actually means badger in German. Which is, I don't know. I guess they are pretty terrifying. Okay, can we charge? Yes, we can. So our little mobs here as well cause fear, just general mobs, although they are currently unarmed. Oh, charging has been fixed. If you charge with a heavy weapon, tiring now takes effect. It didn't before, which made them unbelievably OP to charge with. Although charging with the ogre is pretty much what you did. So still bugger all. And you can see that my dodge chance is obviously much better than my parry stance. However, she has a flail. Okay, so we'll go with a better chance on this one and see where we go. And can we shoot? No. Weapons have a minimum range, just as there was a minimum range for, I can't remember which game, but I'm pretty sure that Warhammer that is no longer a rule. I think it's for specific weapons only, but that's okay. Word of Pain, what have we got here? Intel, spell damage, Boon of Chaos. I think it behooves me to Boon of Chaos my friend just here. So we have the potential for a Zinj Curse, of course. And that's not on the cards tonight, my friend. Not tonight. Okay, so we can't use any more spells, but that's okay. We'll do something dumb, like jab it with my staff. Okay, so I do recall he's actually chasing Weirdstone. 3 chunks of Weirdstone, in fact. Maybe he can make it this time. Yeah, I think his initiative value... No, his agility value is used for this. Okay. Finally get this... Okay, what can we do here? Search. Gather. So search lets you to, I guess, open containers, but the containers don't currently exist yet. So plus 5% warp effect chances. I currently have... Alright, cool. Take all. Debuff. Great. I don't know what the warp effect does, but we'll find out. The warp effect. -5 agi, strength, and toughness. That is huge. Back in the tabletop game, you actually... It took your entire player out of action. You had to... No, not out of action, but... It took them kind of out of the game, so to speak, while they were gathering the Weirdstone. Okay, can we grab this one too? Gather. So you basically they were, if they were holding Weirdstone, that's all they could do. Okay, it doesn't. I can't take this. Actually, I've got space for 2 Weirdstone shards. That's all right. So what I'll do here? Who can I shoot? Great. Not doing much damage with the old bow and arrow there, but that's all right. I'm sure there's some great pieces of gear in the Warband Management screen I can get my mitts on. It did, because nothing costs any money, it seemed to be that you could tool up, especially the Middenheimers, the humans, you could basically give them all pistols, and that made them unbelievably difficult to defeat. And now I suppose you can give a whole bunch of weeping daggers, or weeping blades, to the Skaven. So, let's do some more gathering here. Oh look, we got a random level effect, which has done nothing to me because I'm Chaos. Okay, so you can see the Oh, Borka. Borkir can carry 3 pieces of Wheatstone. I guess possibly dependent on the unit type or the strength. Right, I'm not doing well here. Oh, I got Foul Mist. Mine's 35% damage dealt, and it's actually taken my movement away. Great. Let's just end turn here. So you can see this game runs alright. I mean, it could definitely have some improvements there. Counter attack, thank you with the double-handed axe. Stunned. So helmets are actually useful now because they prevent stunned. Crit damage is, I don't know. I'd rather take a crit hit than be stunned, because stun basically pulls you out. You can potentially be hit by 3 people if you're stunned. So, and with the huge HP pools that we have here, I'm not really concerned about taking some extra damage. But I mean, that's just me, so. Terror check success. So who is she? Not too dangerous, I hope. Although we have... Oh god, okay, she is pretty scary. So we've kind of crapped up the bridge here. Completely preventing access, but that's alright. And it does behoove you, actually, to take a double-handed weapon currently with your captain, because they have slightly more action points, offense points, I should say, which means you can swing more often with them. And thanks to tiring, they can usually get 2 attacks out as normal, as opposed to chucking it on a regular schlub and only having them make 1 tired hit. So, anyway, oh, it seems though we can search... Can we search this person? Okay, I think I can search that person. I've never seen them light up white before, so I'm gonna have to get around by doing this. And I've passed. See, the animations kind of indicate whether you've succeeded or failed, so I'm awaiting the day when they just forego with the animations altogether, should they be requested. Okay, and also, we have a 30% 2-hit penalty, as you can see. Minus 30%. Constant range bonus engaged. There's a broken string there, but if somebody's engaged in combat, you have a 30% debuff. You have 30% penalty for shooting into the combat. But I mean, you were never allowed to do that in Warhammer because you would never be that stupid to shoot at your friend who is in combat. But here we go, completely allowed. Oh, the head lady, the leading lady, is bailing out. Well, that's alright. I think my agi is quite high. But alright. I'm not sure I can perform actions with search actions with my impressive unit. You're not allowed to do that in tabletop. Use your chaos spawn to perform searches and things like that. They were just too dumb. They could never level up, and they couldn't do anything useful. I mean, they could punch head, which is kind of useful, but yeah. Oh, great. You can charge straight off the bat. Beautiful. Charged from behind, and she saw it coming anyway. So my goal is now to search a dead unit or a downed unit. Okay, action named loot. So we can loot units now. And I've been told you can actually grab items on that corpse. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Martia Kip's Holy Term. Yeah, I'll take that, friend. I'll take that. Take. And we'll take her... What do we take? Dagger? And what else? What's more valuable here? So this is where you would actually have to be like, okay, this is more valuable to me than anything else. And I'm done here. So great, that's really good that we can loot stuff now. With Warband progression, this is going to be a fantastic patch. I'm really excited for the next patch, to be honest. Because I know that they're going to allow you to save your units and actually start leveling up. Even if you just keep a loot bag, that would be fantastic. Oh, look what we got here, cash. Can I pick that up? No. So like I said, it looks like you can't actually pick that up as usual. Hopefully my... Whoa, okay, so his agi is obviously amazing. Am I in combat yet? No. Can I get through? Oh, yes, I can. So she's boned. And that might be enough. You can see the leaders of the warband actually play a huge part in keeping your warband active. If you lose your leader, you lose a lot against your route test. So I guess it wouldn't hurt to have Marked Man as a type. But okay, what do we got here? Oh, okay, we want to try and loot that bag of cash. What is this? Search. This is the loot bag. Action name loot. Okay. Ooh, flower? Okay, so it's just they've deleted the unit because I guess they're saving on a Great Flail and a Holy Tome. We're done here. So it seems like they're just reducing, I guess, model count on the battlefield here. That's alright, we'll just chuck this on Overwatch. We're basically done here. And this should be it. Well, they'll have to take a route test at the end of this round. And they'll probably fail, let's face it. Yeah, there we go. So the Cult of the Possessed is quite strong, it seems, or the Sisters still aren't very good. There we go. Victory! Well, that should read victory, but there we go. It doesn't matter. So they've also rearranged this screen to take into account the fact that we've got Weirdstone now and that sort of thing. So this is the new patch. This is the content patch for the Cult of the Possessed and all of the balance changes as we've seen. Fantastic patch. You really got to grab this game. It's only going to get better from here now that they've got this looting system kind of down pat. Like I said, the Sisters could do with some balancing. The Round Timer, fantastic addition, great addition. Reserves is a great improvement too. So now when you play online, you should have a bit of a changed up system. Not everybody punching head with their impressive units and running around with everybody else. The new objectives, great addition to the game. So if you want this game, it's obviously still in early access, and they're still improving it roughly once every 2 weeks with a minor patch and then a major content patch. But they've just finished their first part of the roadmap, so that may be subject to change. It's all outlined in the official forum, so if you want to grab the game, the link is in the description below. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.